What is up guys, Kane here, and in this video we're going to talk a little about the mages. The mages that I've said, more or less, they are not good in the early game compared to, let's say, the mechanists and rogues. Now, the thing is, I've said quite a bit that you would need to invest quite a lot to get like the mechanists and rogues and mages and necromancers going, right? But then you have this difference in like 470 and then you have 230. And this Vallari is just popping off like it's no tomorrow, man. And the equipment that she has is not even that good. Now, I don't really have a proper artifact that would increase her damage more. Sure, I would use the mana lock codex, like it has magic damage, like mana ability damage or whatever. So that would increase perhaps some of her damage more than the Sapio. But at the moment, I don't have enough spare resources to just make this codex 5-star because there are a little bit better artifacts to upgrade, like this Tempering Charm, which paired with Vallari's fire resistance reductions and all that kind of stuff, this should be a pretty decent 5-star in terms of like Rakan race. And then I would have the Ring of Ragnir to make 5-star as well, so pretty much like the Manalock Codex is at the moment far away from my build path. So that aside, as you can see, I have the Drake scale equipment, so she doesn't die in one shot randomly. And then it's more or less based on her own damage, like the Scepter that increases fire ability damage, which is more or less most of her damage. Then you have one which increases her Fire Dance, which is her ultimate. And then you have a Crackling Flames, which just spawns more fires. So the thing is, the reason I'm using these 3 items is because I don't have the Drake set yet. So I have 3 pieces of the Drake set. However, I still need 1 more piece. So if I do manage to get the weapon or the chest from Lucky Wheel, I will highly likely put that as the Scepter and have her have a full Drake set. The reason for that is because like the Lotus Fire turns into 7.2 thousand burning damage. Then you have Crackling Flames, 25 chance to split to 10 flares. Then you have Burning, which turns to 30% resistance reduction, and I think 610, something like that. And then you have the attack speed granted by the skill. So I think she can have 320% attack speeds at the level 6. I'm not entirely sure, but probably 340, perhaps something like that. Slowly leveling up to get that to level 5 at least. So pretty much her damage right now is almost 400,000 with the Arcanist Fury at level 8. So essentially this Prism was level 8 on my Nora. However, from the effectiveness that she brought in PvE content, in essentially PvP as well, some fights, I decided just to put this on her, so I would have another decent DPS on my field. Now, as you can see, my magic is not as high as most Vallaries do have. That is more or less the reason because this artifact doesn't provide almost any magic at the moment. So her damage from the artifact does not get increased that much. I just, at the moment, until I raise some of the trees in the hero research for mages, I prefer to have some accuracy and some damage. Now, in terms of the magic damage, majority of my things, like my relic steel and all that kind of stuff, is based on, let's say, command and stamina, based on stamina, based on might. So that is the reason why she doesn't have that much magic. So in terms of hero mastery, she doesn't need a very high level to be that good. So essentially, I put this on my Nora to have more attack speed, as I'm not really using the mages, and well, Nora can use the additional attack speed. Raxius to have his ability casted as the second spell on in the battle. And then I have the Soul Reaping on Vallari. For any unit dead, I increase in magic damage for the Vallari, stacks 30 times to 75%. So essentially, this can be pretty decent start for your Valerie, but I do believe that this one, the Magic Echo, is the one to go for your Valerie, and right now I'm kind of aiming for that because of the damage output that she is able to do. So it's gonna be plus 20 magic, and any magic dealt will burn the target for 6 seconds, which is equal to 9% of the target's max health. However, I'm not sure if this Arcanist's Fury will still proc the 9% HP damage and all that kind of stuff. However, this is going to be one of the better damage dealing heroes, at least at my stage in the game. Not in a Kraken level PvP and all that kind of stuff. Now, I'm not entirely sure at what level it would start picking up for very high-end players, or if it would at all, but for example, for players like me who are like 6.5 million core, Castle 45, and earlier, of course, the only things that she needs is pretty much the tier 6 for some damage, tier 7 and tier 8. And that's it. And that's enough to get your Valerie going, so long as you have some other things like that prism I have shown. Like, this is not finished, this is just only a little bit upgraded, so you don't really need an insane investment to get a pretty decent and overpowered DPS. So in terms of matches, let's check a couple of my matches. Now, it's not going to be very high overpowered or whatever, since I have upgraded her a little bit more after these fights. So as you can see, 53 million, Nora 102 in this case. If I can just show you my Valerie's attack. Yeah, so I've used these two basic items before, but then I decided just to get more flares and the better ultimate, and also increased about 60,000 attack on Valerie as well, so she would be doing a lot more damage right now. So checking the Lich that I almost have beaten, the damage, Nora 182 million. You can see Valerie 146. Now, it didn't take a lot or even cost a lot to actually get her to this level. Keep in mind, like, my Basric is insanely decked out, my Nora is insanely decked out, my Valerie is not insanely decked out. So, going to another battle. As you can see, the Rakans. Oh, keep in mind that the Valerie is actually buffing the Rakan Archer damage as well, since it's reducing the fire resistance from the enemy, and about half of the Rakan Archer damage is based on an AoE fire damage. So keep that in mind, that Valerie's fire resistance reduction is also buffing 2 squads of my archers who are all the time damaging the same targets that my Valerie is as well. So that's another one. As you can see, Valerie top 2, a Rakan Archer squad just completely popped off, another Rakan Archer squad and stuff like that. So some fights Valerie insanely pops off, some fights it helps the Rakan Archers, and some fights it's just an average DPS. Now, the stronger you make your Valerie, the better DPS it will become, of course, but honestly, if I knew something like this, I wouldn't have waited so long to upgrade. So anyways, honestly, I am not exactly sure when the Arcanist's Fury appeared in the game, whether it was long time ago or not. but not knowing this piece of information, I could have actually ranked higher in a few events as well, and passed quite a bit, and probably even gained quite a bit of rewards as well. So for you guys, like I said, it doesn't take a lot to get her going. These items are just, something that will just make her a little bit better. Like, they're not insane power boosts. Her insane power boost is, I assume, like this Arcanist's Fury, like the sputtering damage, and essentially the Hero Mastery. So if you have this, her damage should insanely skyrocket, because not only she will be doing her own damage, she will also be burning a lot, and I do mean a lot, of the enemy army for their max HP damage. So I do believe that with this one, my Vallari will be top 1 DPS in almost every fight. Anyways, that's pretty much it for this video. Thanks for watching, guys, and stay safe out there.